Call to order the February 13th, 2005 Planning Board meeting. Anyone like to make a motion for the adoption of the agenda?
So moved.
I hear first, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Oh,
Everyone seconded? Who actually is second?
oh, who's the second? We'll go with Steve
Steve Wheatley?
Wheatley. We'll go
You're
with
the
Wheatley.
second. Thank you.
It's very hard to hear in the video.
And- All right, the motion passes. We adopted the agenda. Next, I have a motion for the approval of the meeting minutes from January 9th.
A motion to approve?
Motion.
First is Derek Arthur, and their second is Mr. Ward. Thank you.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Looks like nobody for public comment.
They left.
Great. Well, then next we'll turn it over to you, Amy, one last time.
All right. Thank y'all for coming tonight. I appreciate it. Tonight, we're going to talk about the Cape Fear Community College. As y'all know, this project began back in the 2000s with a master plan. So Phase 1 was approved, which is the existing building and built. There was a master plan, and I did provide the master plan in your application packet just to kind of see what was talked about back then. That was never an officially approved plan by the town that I can tell. At this time, Cape Fear Community College doesn't feel that they want to build this entire campus. So as of right now, this plan that was shown in 2012 and 2016 isn't truly the future plan. As of right now, the only plan is to build what was shown as Building 2A. However, it's in a slightly different configuration. But right now, their only intent is to expand with this building 2A. 2A will provide an additional 11,000 square feet, I'm sorry. They have reached out to NCDOT. The roadway improvements that were put in at the time of construction do meet the requirements, and they will not have to do any additional roadway improvements for this addition. They have worked with the state on their stormwater permit. They will be making some modifications. That state stormwater permit number is provided in your packet. They do meet our parking requirements. They are continuing with the existing landscaping around the building and around the proposed new parking, which is in agreement with our ordinances. The parking in the back, they had reached out to us about not paving that. However, the new ordinance requires any parking lot of that size to be a paved parking lot, and that's why we're going ahead and paving it at this time. The architecture is consistent with the existing building and ties into that. You will note that there are garage doors on there. There will be HVAC and some other similar type classes which are much needed in this area. If you have any questions about the site plan or the architecture, I'd be happy to answer them for you.
Can they come back, in a couple more years and build another building with the existing space, or?
They can come back, potentially. They will have to come through this process again. The new ordinance allows that anything 20,000 square feet or less is a staff level approval. However, the addition of this building kicked it over to 21,000, and that's why they're before you tonight. But each building in the future would have to come back because it's an addition to an approved site plan.
You should get to the schools.
Any idea what kind of classes they'll be having?
HVAC is one, so they're doing some mechanical type classes, some trade type classes. This is more of a trade type building with working space, garage space than just a classroom like they have now.
Motion to approve?
Here first, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion carries.
Easy.
Next.
Let Sean handle the next one.
Text
Let's try to mix it up. We have another zoning ordinance update, and this is very straightforward. Essentially, our old ordinance used to have a requirement under the CFOD that the max allowable impervious surface concrete around a swimming pool could only be 4 feet. And we left that off of the new land development code, land use code. So currently we have several pools under construction, 6 to 7 new site plans that are under review for swimming pools. And we discovered this when one pool was far over that 4 feet, and we went back to look for the ordinance and it wasn't there. So we're currently interpreting this as that you are not allowed to have any concrete around your pool. So the recommendation is to re-include this back into the ordinance under the Coastal Forest Overlay District, placed in section 5.13 G3, and I've included that for your review. But it is in keeping with the spirit of the ordinance for not allowing impervious surfaces on the island for new construction. So it would just be including what was in there before. No changes. Do you guys have any?
Something that was just omitted from the.
Yeah, it was left off.
When they reordered everything, it just got
Cut in
left
the
out, yeah.
editing process.
Why is it a maximum of 4 feet?
That has been in the ordinance the whole time. So in the CFOD,
Question.
it was in the ordinance when I came. So how that ordinance was passed prior to me coming, the maximum, so the ordinance says anything on the island that is not under roofed structure has to be a pervious material. So you can have as big of a slatted deck, as big of a pavered, pavers that are pervious pavered deck, but you can't have but 4 foot of traditional non-pervious concrete. You could do pervious concrete next to it. You just can't have but 4 foot.
Run around on pervious concrete to bare feet.
Nobody does. Most people do a 4 foot concrete band if they want it, and then they do pavers or Trex board or whatever outside of that. That tends to work well. It locks the pool in with that, traditional concrete, and then we still allow larger decking out there.
That stormwater runoff situation.
Yes, sir. And we do have quite a few pools that use the pervious pavers up to the pool. It's just a personal preference.
Any further questions? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion carries. Thank you.
All right, our last is the Weymouth Batts Junior Lot 5. For those of us that have been with me for a few years, y'all remember Weymouth Batts Lot 1, 2, 3, and 4 that have been piecemealed off, and then the other section of Weymouth Batts property. It is my understanding that the lots have septic out there because the town doesn't currently offer sewer in that particular place. This is the last lot that can utilize the off-site septic, so no additional lots should be brought forward until a neighborhood solution is brought forward. So if anything else comes forward, it should be at the top where you can see kind of that roadway area that was left out, and this back portion all developed at once. So this is the last request. It does not create any new roads. They're, like I said, off-site septic. So they are just asking for the approval of this. As y'all know, because the lot is over 2 acres, every time he carves off a little chunk, we have to go through this process. Any questions?
The last lot.
According to Michael, that is the last one that they have enough space in this septic area for. They don't have enough additional space for septic. Now, if they come up with something else, then they may come forward in the future. But as of right now, all of the available septic space has been utilized with this last lot.
Is that a common area or something, or is it just pervious soils?
The soils aren't good apparently over here, so there's only a certain area that will accept septic. So that,
There's some wetlands back there too, isn't there?
yeah.
Sure there is.
So if you look,
Yeah, everything.
in your packet is the overall map that shows some of those different easement areas and where I'm trying to get to it. So if you look at your screen right now, you can see how these lots are going back here and the septic is utilized by easement. It is off-site. A couple of them have septic in the front, but the newer lots are back here in the back.
What's he gonna do next?
Well, he's going to work with the town hopefully in the future and come to come up with a project that can tie into the town in some manner. And we can provide septic, or not septic, we can provide sewer.
That's gonna cost money.
Well, I mean, that's up to them.
Okay.
Any further questions? Do I hear a motion?
You do? I'll second it.
Second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Fifi gets to build his house. I expect to be invited to the house opening. His deed.
All right, so that is all of our items tonight. So at the January meeting, I did not get everything advertised in time for the ordinances, so that's why they haven't been to council yet. So everything that you voted to move forward at the January council meeting, and as well as the stuff from tonight, will be at the March council meeting for Sean to present.
And that's the one on the Tuesday.
That's the Tuesday. Well, yep, everything will move forward. So if everything gets approved, then at that time, all these ordinances revisions would go into effect.
Any general project updates, Amy?
Everything's approved.
Everything's approved.
Everything.
You just
Whatever you wanna do.
You green lighted it all in the
Yeah,
last
all
2
of it.
weeks.
All of it. Just come on by.
I'll get it in.
Let me pull up my spreadsheet real quick. So on the crematorium for the pets, I am waiting for the architectural. That is a staff level approval. As soon as we get the architectural, that will be done. Waterside townhomes have started construction. The Riccardi site plan, we are working through some things with the DOT, which, if y'all remember, was originally approved in 2019, in December of 19. And then they annexed in an additional 18 feet to create a bigger parking lot. We've been through a few different renditions of the site plan. I am waiting for the architecture on that.
Where's that site?
That is on the roundabout, Charlie Medlin, Tortuga. So it's between there, it's between Wellman's and then the Turtle Hospital in that little corner back there. The Accolade is, we have houses under construction there. We have Heinz Trailer Park, Old Heinz Trailer Park is under construction. We have the bond for the work on the subdivision, so they should be recording that, and that has been recorded, the final plat, so they should start houses over there before much longer. Mill Creek is moving along. We are waiting for final plat submittal on that one. The terraces has been completed. There are no additional lots to be found in there. Pender County EMS, we are still waiting for additional information from them. The Cape Fear Seafood is now under construction. Y'all see the work going on out there. Applewood Trace, I have not heard anything from them recently as far as starting. Valvoline site plan has been released. We are still working with Miss Ann on sunrise, daybreak, sunset being off the island. Advanced Auto has submitted for construction. Take 5 oil change is another one that is a staff level only, and we are awaiting response to comments on that. Surf City Fitness, we are waiting for final response on a couple of things. That one should be hopefully at the next planning board and then the following council. Colonial Heights, we have not heard from them lately. That is the Sniff Davis property. I'm not sure where that one sits. Cape Fear, we did tonight. And then I have a conditional district, which is on the corner of Sea Oaks and NC 50. I'm waiting for additional information to bring that to you. And that's about it. We are also internally working on a standards and specifications manual that will complement the ordinance update and kind of clarify some things in that. That's their big projects right now.
Thank you. And I'd like to say a big thank you to Amy for all of her hard work over the years. It's been a pleasure to be on this planning board with you as the planning director. So we wish you luck,
Thank you.
and hopefully you're not a stranger. Maybe you can come in as a citizen and give us a hard time
Right?
and do that. But thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, anybody want to get out of here?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Have a motion to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? We're out of here.